I've seen this too many times to the point where I want to address this in the anime community, and I would say just in any field of discussion, and that's speaking in absolutes. It's problematic to speak in absolutes, and here's why. So, due to fallacious appeal to emotion, like I said, I consistently see anime fans speak on contentious, ambiguous topics in absolutes, as if they really could prove 100% objectively that their premise is fact, despite the limited datums that are out there, or empirical evidence that is out there. It is illogical and disingenuous, or blatantly ignorant if you don't know what you're doing, to do so, as via Popper's falsifiability principle, which aka means your premise is theoretical, hence it is falsifiable. Because of that, you cannot categorize your premise as fact, but rather so theoretical at best. So, in the very fact that your premise is theoretical in nature suggests that it is falsifiable and not objectively 100% fact. So take Itachi versus Pain, for example. It's fine to establish a claim and present your theory, but you cannot consider your claim as fact, but like I said, rather only a theory. If you want to be a respected entity, right, which I'm sure many of us do, in any such said field of intellectual discussion, you have to acknowledge the limitations of your deductions and premises. I personally disregard premises that clearly originate from an appeal to emotion, as it is clear that there is very little logic and deduction involved when forming these type of premises, such as saying, oh, it's absolutely sure that Itachi bodies Pain. Like, no. Or vice versa. Pain slams Itachi and there's no way to possibly rebuke my claim. No, that's absolutely incorrect. Your claim and my claim are both falsifiable. We can have a verbal clash. There's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot simply just say that my claim is fact, hence I'm right, and end of discussion. No, it's falsifiable. This is all theoretical. And in fact, science works the same way. Theories, that's how ideas originate. They originate as theories. You can't go to the scientific community and say, oh, I discovered a star, so hence A must equal B, hence this is a fact. Let's go ahead and write this in the scientific literature. No, that's not the way it works. There's a scientific method. You must establish, experimental trials to prove your hypothesis. And in anime, it's even worse because it's a fictional-based reality. There is no such thing as, oh, let me prove that this is true with experimentation and observation. You can't, because we're not in that reality. So the best you could do is extrapolate empirical evidence and then suggest your premise. Ironically, epistemic humility is an important prerequisite to become a respected entity of intellect and to really reach your potential as far as logic is concerned. So possessing the antithesis of this, which is just fallacious arguments and logic, will simply make others not respect you or take you serious. I really don't take people serious that speak in absolutes, especially on very, very contentious topics. Now, if I want to be pedantic, technically in anime, almost everything's theoretical, even things that aren't contentious, but I'm not going to go that far. It's fine for you to say 10-10 absolutely gets demolished by Madara. We can all agree with that. But to go out and say, oh, Pain absolutely demolishes Itachi, there's just no way to prove me wrong. No, that's disingenuous or just blatantly ignorant. Or vice versa. If I go out here and say Itachi absolutely destroys Nagato, and that's 100% fact, I'm being disingenuous. And you shouldn't take me serious. So I had to really just get my thoughts on that, because I see this all the time. This is very disingenuous.
Man, there's a reason why there are hypotheses and theories in the first place until we come up with empirical evidence to support this notion of our theories, and it can't really come to fruition without that in the first place. And in our universe, for example, we can come up with a theory, but it's not universally accepted as factual until it's accepted on an international level as well.
Yeah.
So that's when a theory becomes a theorem.
Exactly.
In a fictional universe, it's based off of fiction, obviously. So to say that your premise or hypothesis is absolute is fallacious in technicalities. So
yeah, exactly.
I think really revere that more often.
Yeah, and sure. to be specific, if you're in a verbal clash or in a debate, fine. You should speak in absolutes to triumph with your stance. That's fine, because it's in the moment, and the very parameters established imply that you need to win on your stance. That's fine. I won't blame you for saying, yeah, Itachi wins, because you're trying to win the verbal dispute. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're in a discussion, though, saying, oh, you're a dumbass because you think Itachi might beat Pain, that can never happen. Like, dude, come on, man. Open your eyes. Or maybe you're just blatantly ignorant and you don't understand logic. Maybe that's what it is. And if that's the case, then touch up on your philosophy if that's the case. Let's read some of these chats. What's going on? Yellow Flash, Random, what's going on? Kyle, Legend, Satanic VT, Chidori,
Hmm.
Marcus, a verbal clash. Yeah, it's a good way to
I mean,
paint it.
that's why we debate in the first place, right? Like, you have
Exactly.
your premise, and then we like have scaling or like narrative analysis or whatever it may
Yeah,
be
the
there.
the very fact that debates exist is because of ambiguity. That's the
Yeah,
very fact that
literally,
they're
bro.
there. That's the
Yeah,
very fact that
yeah.
they exist. So it's very disingenuous to suggest that you can speak in absolutes on these things. Yeah, people are too arrogant with their absolutism. Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is exactly the this to sum up what we just said. That's the problem. Yeah. All you can do is give scaling and feats to try and convince people to agree with you. For fictional scenarios, there are no absolutes
Exactly.
unless authors stated precisely. Yeah. The absolutism is very, very uncommon in fictional based reality where there is limitations to what we can establish. That's exactly correct.